안녕하세요, 안차키입니다. Glad you could join us on this edition of Let's Speak Korean. Now, let's welcome 지승현 선생님 to our program. 안녕하세요, 선생님.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요, 지승현입니다. We have a great lesson for you, so stay with us.
In our last lesson, we learned some very polite expressions that we can use when we're addressing people who are older than us or when they are people that we're not too familiar with. Let's get a quick review now. 선생님, 주말에 뭘 하십니까?
보통 산에 갑니다.
I see. Now, there are many different honorific terms in the Korean language, and this time we're going to learn how to address the third-person subject in high forms. All right, then let's find out what's in store in this lesson.
마이크 씨, 편지가 왔어요?
네, 싱가포르에서 편지가 왔어요. 부모님께서 보내셨어요. 우리 가족 사진이에요.
가족이 참 많아요.
네, 그래요. 할아버지하고 부모님, 형 둘, 동생, 저 모두 7명이에요.
아버지께서 무슨 일을 하세요?
회사에 다니세요.
어머니께서도 일을 하세요?
네, 신문사에서 일하세요.
A letter has arrived from Michael. It seems that it is from his parents in Singapore. Michael shows Minuk a photograph of his family that arrived with the letter. Now, Michael says there are altogether 7 members in his family. Now, Michael's father works in a company and his mother works at a newspaper. Well, then let's get a check of the expressions in this lesson. We're going to learn how to use honorific terms to refer to the third person with the expression 세요 and 께서. Why don't we begin by taking a look at the new vocabulary?
은행에 다니다. 은행에 다니다. 신문사에서 일하다. 신문사에서 일하다. 영어를 가르치다. 영어를 가르치다. 책을 읽다. 책을 읽다.
아버지께서 무슨 일을 하세요?
회사에 다니세요.
아버지께서 무슨 일을 하세요?
회사에 다니세요.
Now, for the last few lessons, we have been studying polite expressions that we can use when we are addressing people who are older than us or when we're talking to people that we're not too familiar with. 선생님, until now we learned how to ask questions by ending the sentence with 세요. But we didn't learn that we could end the sentence by, that is, answer the sentence with
Right.
세요 also. But that seems to be the case this time. Am I right?
That's right. This may seem a little strange for you, but it's grammatically correct, so you don't have to worry about it. If you take a closer look at the conversation, you will notice that Michael is not talking about himself, but he is talking about his father. So that is a third person. In these cases, we can use 세요 both to ask and answer questions.
Now, does that mean that we have to use 세요 to ask and answer all the questions for the third person?
Well, that's right, and this is especially true when you are referring to an elders or the person you are not familiar with.
I see. Now, we ran across a question asking if the father worked at a company. Now, what was the expression in Korean?
아버지께서 회사에 다니세요?
Now, the word 께서 is a first for us. Let's ask 선생님 what it means. Could you tell us?
Sure. Among the subject particles, there are the honorific particles, and the word 께서 is one of them. But if you don't want to use such a high honorific form, you can just say 아버지가 회사에 다니세요. But you have to remember that in Korean custom, it would be considered very rude to use a low form to refer to someone's father. So you have to memorize that to use 께서 in such cases.
Now, this is especially true when you're addressing older people, so please don't forget it. Now, let's try an example now. Let's say, for example, my parents sent me a letter. How would we say this in Korean?
부모님께서 편지를 보내셨어요.
All you have to do is add 깨서 to the subject. I think it's time to get some more practice, so please listen. 아버지께서 무슨 일을 하세요?
은행에 다니세요.
어머니께서 일을 하세요?
네, 신문사에서 일하세요.
할머니께서 지금 뭘 하세요?
책을 읽으세요.
It's time to learn some extra expressions. Now, let's go over some new vocabulary. It was in what Minuk said upon seeing Michael's family photograph. Now, he said, 가족이 참 많아요. Right? The word 참 here is placed before the verb or the adjective and is used to emphasize the word that comes after it. Okay, let's follow along.
가족이 참 많아요. 가족이 참 많아요.
Minuk also asks if Michael's mother works. What was the expression?
어머니께서도 일을 하세요?
Now, usually when we use the word 도 in an expression, we leave out the particle 이 and 가 and just use 도. Okay? But in honorific expressions, we leave the particle 깨서, we don't take it out, and we put it before the word 도 to end up with 깨서도. Right? Okay, let's pay attention to 선생님 to find out how this works.
어머니께서도 일을 하세요? 어머니께서도 일을 하세요?
It's time to get a wrap-up of this lesson. Let's go over the expressions one by one along with the clip.
마이크 씨, 편지가 왔어요?
마이클 씨, 편지가 왔어요?
네, 싱가포르에서 편지가 왔어요.
네, 싱가포르에서 편지가 왔어요.
부모님께서 보내셨어요.
부모님께서 보내셨어요.
우리 가족 사진이에요.
우리 가족 사진이에요.
가족이 참 많아요.
가족이 참 많아요.
네, 그래요. 할아버지하고 부모님, 형 둘, 동생, 저 모두 7명이에요.
네, 그래요. 할아버지하고 부모님, 형 둘, 동생, 저 모두 7명이에요.
아버지께서 무슨 일을 하세요?
아버지께서 무슨 일을 하세요?
회사에 다니세요.
회사에 다니세요.
어머니께서도 일을 하세요?
어머니께서도 일을 하세요?
네, 신문사에서 일하세요.
네, 신문사에서 일하세요.
I think we should take another look at the clip from the beginning so that we can review the expressions and perhaps memorize them.
마이클 씨, 편지가 왔어요?
네, 싱가포르에서 편지가 왔어요. 부모님께서 보내셨어요. 우리 가족 사진이에요.
가족이 참 많아요.
네, 그래요. 할아버지하고 부모님, 형 둘, 동생, 저 모두 7명이에요.
아버지께서 무슨 일을 하세요?
회사에 다니세요.
어머니께서도 일을 하세요?
네, 신문사에서 일하세요.
In this section, we are going to learn some more accurate Korean pronunciations. Now, in this lesson, we'll focus our attention on the 리을, 비읍, 받침, which come at the bottom of a character. Now, just as in the 리을, 기역, 받침 that we learned earlier, the 리을, 비읍, 받침 differs in pronunciation depending on what kind of letters come after it. Okay, let's begin with the case when we can only hear the 리을 sound. Please listen to 선생님.
여덟, 여덟, 여덟.
The number 여덟 or 8 has a 받침 consisting of this consonants 리을 and 비읍. Now, when we read the number alone, we can't hear the 비읍 sound. We can only hear the 리을 sound. Now, when it is followed by another character, let's find out how the pronunciation changes. Okay, please listen to 선생님.
넓다, 넓다, 짧다, 짧다.
When the 리을, 비읍, 받침 is followed by a consonant, what happens is the following character ends up in a double consonant sound. But there is one exception here, and that is when we hear the 비읍 sound in this word. Let's find out when this is.
밥다, 밥다, 밥고, 밥고, 밥지, 밥지.
The verb 밥다, meaning to step, contains the 받침 리을, 비읍, but you can only hear the 비읍 sound. Now remember that this is the exception, not the rule. Now please practice it.
밥다, 밥다, 밥고, 밥고, 밥지, 밥지.
I'm afraid we have to say goodbye for this edition of Let's Speak Korean. Now, in this lesson, we learned how to come up with honorific expressions for the third person. Let's get a quick review now. 선생님, 아버지께서 무슨 일을 하세요?
대학교에서 가르치세요.
아버지께서 무엇을 가르치세요?
역사를 가르치십니다.
I see. So remember, 십니다 is an honorific form of 세요. Remember that. Well, that is all the time we have for this time. Until next time, 안녕히 계세요.